Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to LSR Group 2 Round 4. We're here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix, and it's going to be a sight to behold. This is a very tight, not very wide circuit at all, but it's a challenge, and everybody likes a challenge. So, we've got 18 drivers in qualifying today. And this is tier 2 of LSR. Give me a second, actually. I need to do something. Drivers coming out of the pit lane now. It's a McLaren. It's Spy. I believe new to the league. This will definitely be interesting to see how he does. Not a familiar face, but is the first one out on track. Let me just set up all the... Yep, alright, here we go. Cars coming out now, what I believe to be is the V-Carb of starting, then the Williams are vacant, and the Red Bull in the pit lane coming out now. It will be either Codomatic or Viperize. It's Viperize. But Spy was very quick to get out and it's almost done a little half spin on the exit of the... what is it? The hairpin. Really need to get clued up on the corner names around here. Heading into Spoon. Spy would like to make a good first impression on the rest of the grid. A newcomer. So, barreling down into run 30R, warming up the tyres to get started. A few more cars coming out now. We've got 8 drivers out on the track at the moment, and the McLaren will now be starting its lap. Spy going down to turn 1, closing the DRS. Oh, and he's done a half spin. It's a mistake there. It won't be a good first lap, but it will be a lap because it seems like he's continuing on. The first sector is a 33.4. Fastest by default. Caution sector 1, I believe that's Vacant, who has made a small mistake on the in the Suzuka S's. But let's focus back on Spy, who's still going. Deploying overtake. And the McLaren will be the first one to cross the line. Third gear on exit. And we'll come across the line now. It'll be a 30.5. Racing Uncle has retired from the session. He's crashed on the exit of turn 1, heading into turn 2. Something has happened there. But Strating will be the next one to cross the line now. Where will that be? It will be a 28.3. It's a good lap from the V-Carb driver. And then you've got Zaroske, who's... It's not Zaroske, it's going to be Benchwarmer. He'll cross the line to start his lap. Vacant. Goes into P3 with at 135 due to that mistake. Viperize into 29.2, but Asian Persuasion going faster than his teammate by 2 tenths. It's a 28.1, fastest of the session so far. Then you have Mach 10, who is starting a lap. Zoroske has invalidated his lap. I've been pinged that multiple times. Oh yeah, okay, makes sense. All good. All right. Let's see who else is crossing the line at the moment. No one is close to finishing a lap except for Codomatic. Codomatic using all of the ERS into 130R. Now breaking into the chicane. What will this lap time be for the Red Bull? As he crosses the line, it will be a 28 dead. He's gone fastest. The Red Bull driver going fastest by 1/10 of a second. Yashahan is on an outlap at the moment. Avni OK is on an outlap at the moment. I believe Benchwarmer is going to be the next one to cross the line to finish a lap. He'll cross the line now, and it will be a 28.6. It's 4th place at the moment, 3 tenths behind 3rd, but a good starting lap. Vacant is going into the pits. Spy doing on a hot lap at the moment, but Avni OK is starting again. Okay, let's see. Most of these drivers are now coming into the pits, but Mach 10 has invalidated again, or just was on another slow lap. So Zoroski, keep getting that name wrong. Zoroski will cross the line now. It's a 27.7. It's 2 times faster, 3 times faster than Codematics. Who's that Red Bull driver out on track? It's Codematic. Who else hasn't set a lap time at the moment? It's Avni OK, who's on track at the moment, who hasn't set a lap. The Haas driver, Yashahan Ali, has set supposedly the fastest sector too, but the game lies sometimes, but we'll see if it actually is. Going into the chicane. Having a good exit out. We'll cross the line now. And it will be a 27.8. So that was a pretty fast sector too, because he's only 1/10 slower, half a tenth slower than Zoroski. Avni OK, one of the other drivers who didn't set a lap time until now. And Avni will come across the line. And it will be a 27.8. Similar lap time to the Haas of Yashahan Ali, but it's 3rd. Around 400 slower. Darwizi starting a lap now. Mach 10. Is he going to finally set a lap time? It's been 2 slow laps, but he will now be crossing the line. Goes with a 28.2. A good lap. Puts in P6. And the only driver who's out on a proper lap, I think, is Darwizi. The Mercedes driver will be looking to make a good first lap. It's a 31.9 in the first sector. Goes wide into the gravel, and that will put his lap time into the bin, unfortunately. But he's continuing on. He's got hot lap mode enabled throughout all of this. So he will be looking to complete this lap. His Mercedes teammate of Racing Uncle retired on track, crashing into what I believe was the inside wall of turn 1, 2. Yellow flags in sector 3, that is the McLaren of Avni OK. Darwizi will cross the line now. It'll be a 29.3. Not a good lap, but he did go wide on the exit of one of the Degners, so all good from that point of view. Let's have a look. The 2 Ferraris out on track at the moment. Alex, who won in Imola, is out on track. Darwizi has spun. And Hussein is one of the reserves. Now are on the same straight, setting a lap time now. 1 out of the 5 drivers who haven't set a lap time just yet. Hussein being the first car in front of the 2 Ferraris. So we'll be looking to make a good lap. A few reserve appearances in Group 2, a Group 3 driver. Yellow flags in Sector 1, that is the Haas. 31.9 in Sector 1, we'll be looking to get a good exit out of Sector 2. A clean one at that. Racy Uncle says in the chat, yes, I lost a rear and spun into the wall. Yep. Incredibly unfortunate. We'll be starting last in this race, unfortunately. Hussein going into Spoon. Yellow flags in Sector 1, that is the McLaren slowing down, I think, to let cars through. Through 130R goes the Ferrari into the chicane. As invalidated in the last corner, so that won't be a lap. He goes straight into the pits. Alex will be next across the line. 1 in Group 2 in round 2 goes with a 28.3. He would like to be expecting a slightly more. It's only 8th place so far. The Red Bull of is it only? Who's the other Red? Viperize goes into 10th. Vacant goes fastest with a 27.6. It's a great lap for the Williams driver. Vacant, not fighting in the midfield for most of the season, has now just taken provisional pole position. A very good lap. So, who do you think gets pole? Well, I would put, because Tristan, or Shrews, as he's named by in Discord, has gone pretty fast lately. Is that who just went up a couple of places? I just saw that. I don't really, was it? I don't know who I just saw went up a couple of places. I believe it was Benchwarmer who went up 4 attempts. So Roske has an immediate reply, but 27.2 goes almost Zorowski. I keep getting that name wrong. Goes almost 4 attempts faster, but now Asian crosses the line with 27.5. Track Evolution really coming to its own at the moment. Alex will be pitting in this lap. And who will be next? It will be one of the V-Carbs. It would be Strating, who's starting a lap now. And will next be who will come across the line next? It's one of the Alpines. Alpine haven't had a bit of a spectator moment. Strakosaur has gone 6 times faster. It's a decent lap for the guy. Used all of his deployments into the chicane. Where will Strakosaur go? It'll be a 30. He lost it all in the final sector, unfortunately. So, the Aston Martins coming into the pits. Lethal Pete hasn't set a lap time yet. Kendricks hasn't set a lap time yet. Hussein hasn't set a lap time yet. Racing Uncle crashed, as we know. So, Lethal Pete is starting a lap now. One of the few drivers to not set a lap time yet, with I don't know how many minutes because the yellow flag is covering it. But what I assume is to be around 8 minutes to go. The Alpine lets the Williams driver through. Lethal Pete, who was, I believe, in a Ferrari last week, one of the reserves for Group 2. With a 31.9 in the first sector. Exit out of Degnasu. Into the hairpin. Supposedly the fastest Sector 1, but if that's what the game's telling me. Ooh. A bit sketchy on the exit of the hairpin. And then to Spoon now needs to get a good exit for the run onto the straight, using every single bit of the curb imaginable. It's a 10.9 cumulative. It's supposedly fastest again. Braking into the chicane, second gear, which is uncommon. Now we'll come across the line now. It will be a 28.5. It is 11th place. Who is on the lap at the moment? It seems to be a quiet time in qualifying now. Not a lot of drivers setting lap times at the moment. Most are on an out lap or coming in. Kendricks and Hussein are the drivers who haven't set a lap time just yet. Kendrick's still in the pit lane, in the pit box, and Hussein, who was on the lap, but invalidated on the very last, on the exit of the chicane. So he'll be able to try and make amends. Let's see if he does it. You doing Group 3 comms too? No, that will be Jose, I think. I think Jose is back on comms this week for Group 3. Into turn 1, the Ferrari. Smooth sailing, none ERS interestingly through the S's. Hasn't invalidated yet, so it's an interesting tactic. I haven't seen that before. Going into the first, to 31.9. That McLaren has gone into the grass to try to avoid the Ferrari. So fair play. Exit of the hairpin. So Hussein will be one of the final drivers who hasn't set a lap time to set a lap time. Kendrick's now out for an out lap. Hussein has the Aston Martin blocking him. Oh, the Aston Martin's blocked him immensely! He's crashed into him! The Aston Martin wasn't looking at his mirrors. And he's completely rear-ended him. Hussein has. And Hussein will be going into this qualifying session not setting a lap time at all. It's not ideal for the Ferrari. He'll be livid that the Aston Martin wasn't looking at his mirrors at all. And I believe that was Benchwarmer, who was on an out lap, just wasn't looking. So, okay, let's see who's on the lap at the moment. We'll be crossing the line now. Darwiz, he crossed the line. It's 7 tenths improvement, but he doesn't improve. The Alpine of Kendricks hasn't set a lap. It's too late to set a lap time, so he'll be starting 16th. Zarowski has made a 2-tenth improvement. It's a 27 dead. Fastest lap time by almost 5 tenths, but nobody else has crossed the line so far because Asian Persuasion and Strating. Oh, the Strating is next. So Strating has made almost a 5-tenth improvement into the chicane. A 5-tenth improvement would put him up into the top 5 right now. Strating will cross the line. And it will be a 27.6. It puts him P3. It's a good lap. Viperize goes into the 12th place. And that was Alex going into P2 with a 27.4. Asian crossed the line with a 27.5. It's P3. Who's next? Benchwarmer, who was rear-ended, doesn't improve. Or improves his lap time, but doesn't improve his position. Then the two McLarens, who are back-to-back from each other. Avenue OK and Spy don't seem to improve. Vacant, who set a good lap time to go provisional pole earlier, goes with a 27.6. It's only P6. And that will be your grid for the race. It will be Zarowski lining up in first. Alex in next to him in second. The two V-Carbs in third and fourth, who had had a good qualifying session on the second row. Yashahan Ari in 5th place, Vacant in 6th, Avni OK in 7th, Kodamatic in 8th, Benchwarmer in 9th, who blocked Hussein, Mac 10 in 10th, Spy in 11th. And it'll be an interesting race. This track isn't easy to overtake on, and textbook one-stop strategy around here. And continuing on, Viperize in 12th, Lethal Pete in 13th, Dalwas in 14th, Straker Saw in 15th, Kendricks in 16th, Racing Uncle in 17th, Hussein in 18th. Kendricks not setting a lap for the entire qualifying session. So, but he's always been good in the races. We'll be looking to try to get into the points for this race. But Zarowski lines up in first, Alex in second. These two had an amazing battle in Silverstone last week. Maybe they'll replicate it here today. You know, would be good to see. So this is a 2-minute break. Drivers will be able to change their strategy, change fuel, change setup, and what they need to do for the race. So it's all pretty quiet from here. And I'll be taking the small little break as well. See you guys in a second. Alright. Just had a sip of water, so just for a small refreshment. Let's have a look at the starting tyres, because it's a variety, let me tell you that much. Everybody in the top 7, or yeah, top 7 has started on the medium compound tyres, and everybody below that, it's an entire mix, but most below the top 7 have started on hards. Okay, some people are swapping around, now it's just pick a mix, but nonetheless, the race will start. Shame I can't see when people ready up and all that. Doesn't really be interesting choice. You used to be able to. So when the grid does get going eventually, a formation lap will begin, drivers will line up, and the race will get started. I'm trying to fill in the gap because there's nothing happening. There we go, right, formation lap. Zarowski lines up with Alex next to him. The two V-Carbs of Asian starting, double teaming to try to maybe get into the first and second places. It'll be a great result for the team. And the Haas of Yashahan Ari in 5th, Vacant in 6th, Avni OK in 7th, Kondramatic in 8th, Benchwarmer in 9th and Mac 10 in 10th. That's your top 10. Let's have a look at the starting tyres. So, okay. Most of the grid are on medium compound tyres except for 3 drivers, 2 on hards, 1 on softs. Kendricks starting on the soft compound tyres, inspired strategy. Mac 10 and Viperize both starting on the hard compound tyres. They will have a worse start, so that will be interesting to see where they are after the first lap. everybody else, pretty conventional. Zerowski leading a line into Spoon. And what will these drivers do? This track is not easy to overtake on. So passes around this track are mostly going to be down to strategy, which has been a common factor for these last few races in this league. As we head into the chicane, Spy and Hussein have somehow disqualified from the formation lap. Nevertheless, I mean, they'll be lining up now. And we have to wait for the final cars to line up. Oh, that's one of the... I believe that's the Williams. Okay. Right. Alex tilting its Ferrari towards Roski. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And round 4 of LSR Group 2 gets underway. Alex gets a good start, gets a little bit squirrely on the exit, and that allows Asian to go past him. Zerowski keeps the lead. Alex losing a position on the start. One of the McLarens, I believe, Avenue OK, has gone wide. And Vacant has an amazing start, going from 6th to 3rd. So, what has happened there? Strating has lost almost 5 places, 6 places, and it's a full-on virtual safety car because Yashahan Ari, who started 5th, has spun out at the exit going into turn 2. Exit of turn 1 going into turn 2. An amazing qualifying position now nullified because of that. What has happened between the Haas? Oh, the Haas has no front wing. A complete switch up of positions here. Some gaining, some lost. Let's go through it. Yeah, absolutely. So, Strating has lost 5 places. Alex losing 2, which was basically lost at the start. Vacant gaining 3. Codematic gaining 3. Benchwarmer getting 3. Mark 10 getting 3. And it's a completely switched up grid because somehow Hussein has gained up 6 places in basically 1.5 turns from 18th last. It's almost unrecognizable, and the green flag gets underway. Zerowski in 2nd. But Vacant is incredibly hungry to get past Asian at the moment. Vacant is utterly being taken over by the demons because he's going to try and get the move done into turn 1 potentially. I don't think he expected to be fighting for the podium on the first lap, but he is. Asian managed to compose himself, however, and pulls away from Vacant and is catching up quickly to the Aston Martin of Zerowski. Going wide, however, and Asian doesn't want that at all, and that allows Vacant to get by, but Alex is also getting by as well, and he's lost 2 positions in basically 1 corner because of that wide mistake. Oh, and it's not looking good. So, Vacant now in 2nd place. Alex right behind, lost 2 positions at the start to Asian and Vacant. Asian's gone now from his, well, not from his mirrors, but in front of him. And Vacant is the next one to try to overtake. Pete says he's cooked. What has happened to What has happened to Pete? So Yashan Ari pits in plumb last and soft compound tyres. Unfortunate start from the Haas driver. And Zorowski crosses the line again. Moves defensively against Vacant. As Benchwarmer is getting incredibly close as Avenue OK has overtaken Mach 10. A pretty easy move for the McLaren driver. Caution in sector 3, and it's another VSC, and it's the McLaren or Spy who has spun and crossed the entire pit straight to go into the pit lane. What has happened to the McLaren now? It's a second VSC in 3 laps. And what's happened here? What's going on? Lethal Pete in pits as well. Now on the hard compound tyres. Oh dear. Driver's not having a fun day out in Suzuka at the moment. Oh dear. So it's only a VSC again. Do we expect a third one? Put your bets down below. Don't. But the VSC should open up at the moment. So green flags maybe at some point. It seems like green flags have gone underway. It's a drive-through penalty for Darwizzy, who is spared under the VSC. Suboptimal, to say the least. The DRS train now starting to form. It's between Zorowski, Vacant, Kodamatic and Benchwarmer are fighting it out. Benchwarmer getting past Kodamatic, but just before 130R. The Aston Martin driver, who was involved in the collision in qualifying, now up to 5th place. Kodamatic, however, would like to respond almost immediately on the DRS straight. Doesn't want that position to stick, and that's a Haas. I believe that's Yashahan Ari, who has stopped at the hairpin. And Darwizzy has a 10-second stop time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, has retired from the session almost immediately. He does not want any more parts in this session. Asian. He made a mistake just on the exit of that corner. Now chasing down Alex. Wants to get back that 2nd place he lost, and he goes wide again on the exit of Degner. He doesn't want to do any more of those. He is really pushing to try to keep up with the Ferrari. Desperately at the moment. Kendrick's in 12th. On the soft compound tyres, it's a good tyre for the start, and he has gained up 4 places from where he started in 16th, and he's got Viperize in front of him. There's a huge tyre delta between them because of the hard compound tyres. There's a Racing Uncle has... That's not Racing Uncle, that's Starwizzy, because... yeah, he retired in the pits. Never mind. Avenue OK is right behind Kodamatic, and Avenue OK really was looking to try to get the move at 130R. Will be now looking to get a move at the chicane, but backs out of it for the DRS. Oh, a little bit sketchy on the exit. And that loses. Oh, Vacant! I completely missed that. Oh, Zorowski! Goes completely out wide. What has happened there? Zorowski has lost 4 places. Going straight into the gravel. What has happened there? Vacant getting past Zorowski. Who's this guy who joined? As Mark 10 is up into 7th and starting in 8th, I don't know what's going on. Zorowski has lost so many positions. Has front wing damage. Has a lot of front wing damage actually. From what seemed to be a comfortable win. Gets past on the straight and goes, well, barreling into the gravel at turn 1. And now it's Vacant's race to lose because Alex is right behind him. Yashahan Ari gets the fastest lap on the soft compound tyre. Vacant and Alex now will be battling. Alex is incredibly close here. With the DRS, he will have the DRS for the pit straight. Benchwarmer in 5th, fighting with Kodamatic, who's in 4th at the moment. But let's focus back on the battle for the lead because this is much more enticing. Alex having the DRS. It could be an easy move for the Ferrari driver. Ferrari will try to go down the inside. Vacant is fighting this and Alex backs out. But let's go the battle for 4th place. Simmer down slightly. So, oh, Kendrick's getting past Strakosaur, his teammate. Kendrick's using that soft compound tyre has gained up 7 positions in 6 laps. Not a bad showing from a bad qualifying session. Avenue OK is right next to it. What has happened? That is a V-carb of Asian Persuasion back into the grass and gravel for what I believe Asian's home race. He doesn't want this to happen at all. He's gone down to 7th. Oh dear. And now is right in front of his teammate starting. But these 2 V-carbs who qualified 3rd and 4th didn't imagine that they would be 7th and 8th after 6 laps. Starting making a mistake, well, I believe, on the start, and Asian just having multiple excursions out on track. Starting gets past that spoon. Let's focus back on the battle for the lead, because Alex is now sizing up the Williams once again. But the Williams will get a better exit, takes a different line compared to Alex. Vacant sliding out the exit, desperately trying to put it on power, and Vacant is defending this, and Alex will be looking to go round the outside, isn't able to get the move done. And once again, Vacant is in front of Alex, but Alex is almost side by side into the first section of the S's. Viper Eyes retires in the pits from the race. It's incredibly close between these 2 drivers. Vacant desperately wants this win. The battle for now, the podium places, is between Kodamatic, Benchwarmer and Avenue OK. These 3 drivers haven't got a podium yet, I believe, this season, and now will desperately will be wanting to around for what is an amazing track to drive on. So let's focus back on the lead, because Alex has got a lot of ERS to work with. Vacant is going to keep one eye on the road, one eye on his mirrors, because the next battle will now be taking place in 2 corners. Alex deploys DRS, and Vacant will be staying in the middle of the road. Alex is choosing, he's going to go round the outside. Vacant defends side by side to turn 1 and turn 2. Alex is going to hang around the outside, and it's still side by side, but Alex gets the move done for the lead. It's a brilliant move, and Vacant will have to wait for the next lap to get the move on Alex once again. Something has happened. Benchwarmer is in the pits on the hard compound tyres. After around 7 laps, it's now lap 8 now. Benchwarmer was fighting for the podium, getting an early stop in. And now Avenue OK is right behind Kodamatic. This is for the podium places. Drexel gets a 3-second time penalty. Vacant is still within DRS. The win is not completely lost just yet. Alex has been incredibly fast this season, getting a win in Imola, 2nd place in Britain, an unfortunate DNF from what I believe starting from 3rd at Spa in round 1, then got torpedoed by a Sauber at turn 1 and lap 1. So Alex is a formidable opponent for Vacant to get past by. Double lock up into chicane for Vacant. But I believe no moves will be done on this straight for now. But Avenue OK wants to get a move done for the podium on Kodamatic. Avenue OK closing up on the Red Bull. Very close, but doesn't get the move done. As Strating gets past Asian once again to go into 6th place. The 2 V-carb teammates swapping positions. Benchwarmer in 11th. who just pitted from 4th place, will now be looking to try and get the undercut, but it is a very early pit stop for the Aston Martin. Unless he can make these tyres last for 19 laps, he will have to do for a 2-stop. Right. Vacant is losing DRS right now. No idea on the slightest. Avenue OK was really close to Kodamatic. I saw dipping down below 0.2 of the second. But now is under pressure from Mach 10, who started on the hard compound tyres, but has been having an underrated race so far because he's now faster than the medium compound tyre runners and is incredibly close to overtaking the McLaren. Needs to bide his time because not going to get moved on here. So, oh god, Vacant has somehow closed up by 5 compared to Alex, and Alex goes defensive. 1-2, Kodamatic goes into the pits, and nothing gets done, but Mach 10 will be looking to try to get the overtake done. Kodamatic coming to the pits, but Avenue OK still has a DRS, and Mach 10 hanging behind the McLaren. Mach 10 being incredibly fast at the moment. As where does Kodamatic come out? He comes out ahead compared to Benchwarmer. Benchwarmer does overtake Kodamatic, but importantly Benchwarmer's tyres are a few laps older, 2 laps older than Kodamatic's at the moment, so it'll come down to the final laps if they both stay on the 1-stop. Vacant 5 tenths behind. Alex. Mach 10 on the hard compound tyres, the fastest tyre now compared to the mediums around him. Benchwarmer gets a 3-second time penalty. That will impact his podium chances. What happened to Zarowski? Barreled it down into turn 1, straight into the gravel. Didn't seem to brake and just went completely into Narnia in the middle of turn 1. So Mach 10, gearbox front wing. Mach 10 will be getting the move done at the chicane. Goes on the outside. Avenue OK defending. Both Alex and Vacant are now in the pits. Avenue OK doesn't pit in this lap. Mach 10 will be getting the overtake done. It's a simple move for the Sauber driver, and he takes the lead of the race provisionally. Started on hard compound tyres. The strategy is working well for the Sauber at the moment. Where will Alex and Vacant come out compared to Benchwarmer? Comfortably ahead of the Aston. Alex and Vacant coming out on the hard compound tyres. Say my name loudly and tell him on stream that I told him that would happen. Say my name and tell him on stream that I said so. So Shrews said apparently to Zarowski that incident at turn 1 would happen. I don't know anything behind this, so I'm not going to comment any further. So Avenue OK losing the position against the Sauber Mach 10. The McLaren, everybody in the top 6 now, from Hussein up to Avenue OK, are the final cars to be on the medium compound tyres. So a lot of these guys will be pitting this lap. He will understand. I'm sure he will understand. What I just noticed now is that Avenue OK has front wing damage. I have no idea where he got that from. There's caution sector 2, and that's the other McLaren, the Spy, who has completely gone perpendicular to the racetrack and lost his entire front wing. Spy retiring on track. Oh dear. At Mach 10, Avenue OK, Strating, all coming to the pit lane. Asian is slowing down because this is a double stack for the V-carbs. Everybody in top 6 is now pitted onto the hard compound tyres now, and that means that Alex will now be back in the lead. I'm trying to catch Alex. Okay, Alex now back in the lead, and it's it's a VSC. When did that happen? My Spy. Yeah. So this is the 3rd VSC this race. Somehow not a full course safety car yet. Full course safety car. That doesn't exist. Safety car hasn't come out yet. So these guys, Mach 10. He started on the hard compound tyres, but he's lasted on the same laps, and now he's on the mediums. It will be a huge gamble if he gets it. 15 laps. More than half of the race on the medium compound tyres. He'll be incredibly quick, but he might need to do another stop. Kodamatic is right behind Benchwarmer, who has a 3-second time penalty, Benchwarmer. Ooh, getting incredibly close, makes contact at the hairpin, pushes Benchwarmer out, side by side now. At the exit, Benchwarmer still in the podium places, Kodamatic going into the grass just very slightly. Strating gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cut warnings, I imagine. Kodamatic currently confirmed to be in the podium places after time penalties, but wants to get the move done on track. Kodamatic will now open DRS compared to the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin not having that much straight line speed, depends if he's fighting or not. And it's an easy move for the Red Bull driver. Asian will be looking to get the move done on the McLaren on Avenue OK. And gets the move done. His home race. Oh no, he hasn't. Avenue OK slips on by. And Asian will have to go again. Kendricks right behind Hussein on the hard compound tyre. These two drivers starting basically 16th, I think, and 18th, so a good race for them so far. 14 laps to go, and Kendricks under pressure from the Aston Martin of Zarowski, who started on pole, made a huge mistake, had front wing damage, and now all the way down in 12th. And Lethal Pete gets past Kendricks because Kendricks has lost 2 places from when we just last cut off. Something has happened at the hairpin for Kendricks. But let's focus on the battle for the podium. 3rd, 4th and 5th battling. Mach 10 on the mediums. Has the tyre delta right now. Is the fastest, but unless he makes these tyres last, he will have to pit again. Benchwarmer also under DRS, not fighting on the straight. Asian getting past Avenue OK on the DRS again. So, vacant in the DRS still. These two drivers have been within DRS for the last couple of laps. And now Alex has gotten out of that DRS zone. The tyre delta between Mach 10 and Benchwarmer is really showing here, because Mach 10 is incredibly close, even with 2 cars worth of dirty air. So, will Mach 10 get the move on Benchwarmer? Goes and takes as much track as he can. Benchwarmer still having the DRS to defend against Mach 10 because he's below 1 second to Kodamatic. Mach 10, the only driver on the mediums. We'll open now the DRS. Benchwarmer will be looking to defend. Mach 10 not getting close to get a move done. Asian gets the fastest lap with a 30.8. In 7th place at the moment. This is the closest battle out on track at the moment. But let's focus on Avni, who is currently 3 tenths behind Asian right now. Asian, who started in 3rd or 4th, both V-cars starting 3rd or 4th, now in 6th and... oh god, don't make me say it. Anyway, let's just move quickly on. 6th and 7th place, the V-cars are. That made me cringe saying that. Anyway, just gonna move swiftly on. Mach 10 still putting the pressure on bench warmer. Oh, then this is the closest that Mach 10 has been. Gearbox front wing into the chicane. But bench warmer just seems to get the better exit, and thus Mach 10 is not close enough for an overtake. Zaroske going deep at the chicane, trying to get moves done on Hussein. Kendricks roundly outside of Lethal Pete gets the move done on the straight. Mach 10 is just completely being inhibited by the 2 cars in front of him. Wants to make these medium tires work, but isn't able to extract the pace just because he's stuck in traffic at the moment. Look how close the Sauber is. The Sauber getting back in line for the chicane. Has a better exit than the last few laps, and now we'll go side by side on the pit straight to overtake Benchwarmer. No, never mind. They're both side by side, and Mach 10 has to stay behind the Aston Martin once again. Must be frustrating to see that rear wing of the Aston Martin every single lap. Zaroski not being able to get the move done on Hussein. Stuck in the 11th place at the moment. Codomatic still leads the charge for the podium places, and currently is pretty comfortable for the podium because Benchwarmer is in 4th place. With a 3-second time penalty. Strating, who has now joined this train, also has a 3-second time penalty. Yashahan Ari gets the fastest lap with a 30.7. Had a collision or something happen on the exit of turn 1, lap 1. Had to come into the pits almost immediately to get off because to get into another front wing because he lost his entire front wing. Mach 10, Benchwarmer goes into the pits. This is a choice. Now it's confirmed to be on the 2-stop. He'll now go back on the medium compound tyres, a fresh one, fresh at that. But what I can imagine is that everyone around him will be looking to go to the end on these hard compound tyres. I just can't imagine anybody else pitting with 9 laps to go. Vacant has been the closest he's been in a while to the lead. And Vacant is catching up, like a lot at the moment. Hunting down has been incredibly unlucky in the first 3 rounds of the season. Crash with Kobe in the first round. Second round, Imola, he he had an okay race, but something happened at the last corner, and then the Silverstone, he retired, and he's side by side into 130R. It's a brilliant overtake, but Alex will now have the DRS. I didn't expect that from Vacant. Alex will be fighting back now. What can the Ferrari driver do against the Williams? The Ferrari isn't going to fight this lap at all. And it's the move for the lead for Vacant. He leads once again in this race. Mach 10 overtakes Kodamatic, but how long will that last? Because these mediums will not last. At all. Like, not at all. So, we have a new race leader once again. It's Vacant. Yeah, at Suzuka. Starting with a 3-second time penalty, mind you, is now fighting for the podium. Oh, but Alex, oh god, he's almost 1/10. But 1/10, 2/10 behind the Williams. That Ferrari has a huge power bank in its arsenal right now. And you can't help but feel the move is inevitable. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That is the Aston Martin of Zarowski. But let's focus back on the battle for the lead. Because I don't think Alex is going to make an impression on this lap. He's not. Let's focus back on Strating against Kodamatic. Not making an impression this lap as well. Hussein and Strakasaur are battling. Strakasaur doesn't have the help of DRS, and it's going to be a easy move for the Ferrari into turn 1. From where he started, Hussein, in 18th, through no fault of his own, mind you. Now is the points places. It's not a bad showing, to be fair. Asian is right behind Strating, and he's gone wide again on the exit of Degner 2. Oh, Strakasaur and Hussein are fighting it out side by side with Degner 2. I can't imagine that. That is daring. And now side by side once again into hairpin. Hussein on the outside, Strakasaur on the inside. Hussein will cut back on the racetrack, and now it will stick. Will Strakasaur be looking to get a move done to Spoon once again? You could go side by side in sections of Suzuka where you're not supposed to. But now, battle for the lead once again. Vacant, Slidey on the exit, doesn't want that at all because that gives Alex the better run. And Alex, comfortable. The two V cars are now 5th and 6th, potentially 4th and 5th once Mach 10 comes into the pits, inevitably, I believe, or unless he's just going to tyre save as much as he can to keep this podium. And if he does that, I will congratulate him, because 15 laps on the hard and the medium compound tyres around Suzuka isn't easy to do in the slightest. So, oh no, Mach 10 going wide. Oh no, Mach 10 on the exit of Degner has gone completely wide with a 3-second time penalty. Oh dear, Zarowski with 29 dead. Commentator's curse, some may call it. And I've just cursed Mach 10 into the gravel. Oh dear. That has all but confirmed that Kodamatic will stay in the podium places right now, because the two cars behind him have got time penalties with Strating and Mach 10. And 9 laps. This is where most people pitted onto the hard compound tyres at the start of the race. Can Mach 10 just maintain this for 5-6 more laps? Vacant out of DRS for the leads, unfortunately, at the moment. For him. Mach 10 is close once again to Codomatic. And Mach 10 will get the move done once again. But now this third place is less comfortable. He is starting to pull away though, which is good for him. He needs that. Asian is right behind Strating his teammates. Also under pressure from the McLaren and Avenue OK. Now historically, two don't go into one. These two teammates don't want to have a collision. So hopefully they play nice with one another. Vacant's back in DRS, but how long will that last for? He is closing up, using overtake to try and get close to Alex. Codomatic just hanging within DRS range at the moment. And the train from Mach 10 down to Avenue K has formed now. You could argue that it's a... oh god. Lethal Pete and Racing Encore getting racy, and Lethal... and there's been contact between the two... oh god. Oh, I've been kicked out again. God. Oh, why? Why? No. This is not what I wanted in the slightest. I have been kicked out of the session. This is not ideal. What happened? We need to know. Oh no, I'm not gonna get an invite back, aren't I? Because Asian and Strating are all fighting it out, and they're the lobby hosts. And I don't imagine that I've got anybody else in there. These servers, man, honestly. Yeah, look at that, I'm alone. Alright, I'm going to, like, put on a black screen at the moment. I don't think I'm going to get an invite back. But we'll try. Yeah, no. Wait, let's see this. It was a good battle for the podium as well. It just... man, why? If I don't get an invite, then that will be the end, but it's honestly understandable, to be fair. Damn it. Why does this have to happen sometimes? Why? It happened last week as well. So, great. Yeah. I mean, there was only a few laps to go, but I wish I knew who finished in first, second, and third. Anyway. I'm just going to wait. If I don't get an invite, then that's the end of the live stream. Yeah. Damn. That's tough. It's honestly been starting like every single week now, unfortunately. Right, so Guy has said that he'll add me. Let me just see. Here we go. Yep, I've added you, Pete. Thank you. Yeah, I've got. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Right, that's. Alright, we're back. We're back. We're back. It's 26 out of 27. We'll be able to cross the line and see who will get into the God podium. I've completely lost track of thought. We lost a couple of laps of racing, but we are back after, I believe, Jesus. That's not good in the slightest, is it? Anyway. Alright, alright, alright. And it's defined second to last lap right now. Mach 10 is in third place still on the medium compound tyres. I'm still surprised by that. And Hussein gets a 3-second time penalty, but Vacant getting a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. So this move for the lead might be for Null at the moment. Yashahan Ari gets a fastest lap for 28.9, but it's currently lapped. Somehow, the Sauber of Mach 10 has maintained on 15 lap old mediums for a sterling drive. And it's pretty much all but confirmed. For the Sauber driver, as Strating has a 3-second time penalty and Codematic isn't able to go make an impression due to having a car in front of him. So, on the final lap, top 4 except for Alex having time penalties. Mach 10 in third. And after 27 laps, Alex, who started second, didn't have a good start. End of lap 1 was in 4th place. Has battled his way to the lead. And will exit the final corner now to win round 4. The first double winner of the season. Alex takes the win. Vacant in second. Mach 10 4 on 16 lap old mediums finishes on the podium. Codematic in 4th, Avnio K in 5th, Asian in 6th, Strating in 7th, both V-Cubs finishing 6th and 7th. Hussein has a good drive, starting last to finish 8th. Strakosaur in 9th, Kendricks in 10th, double points for Alpine for the low points places. Zorowski, who started on pole, went barreling out wide on the exit of turn 1, crosses the line in 12th. Racing Uncle will eventually finish 13th with a glitched out front wing for me, but nonetheless, we'll be trying to set the fastest lap of the session on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. And he will do so because he's gone 1.8 seconds faster in Sector 2. So, Alex, the first double winner of the season. It was Tristan on the first race, Alex at Imola, Zarowski in round 3 in the UK, and Alex has 2 wins under his belt after 4 races. 3 podiums in 4 races. And there we go. That's your leaderboard. Zarowski says in chat, mother disconnected my wheel, invited company in my room, cat tried to close my laptop 4 times, sister was hanging on my arm, causing me to self-spin, and my cat ran across the screen multiple times. Doesn't sound like a good day in the office. In the slightest. That sounds like a nightmare. Nonetheless, that's your race. Another hiccup for the second week in a row, that's unfortunate, but thank you for watching the stream and watching tonight's race or afternoon's race, depending wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys next week for round 5, where I don't know where we are next week, actually. Where are we next week? Where are we next week? We are at Qatar. Oh god, an interesting round 5. See you guys